It's the YT and Chris Shaw SA Bros.
Yes. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to SA Bros. Goeienaand, Chris. Wat sê my vriend?
Lekker my bro, ek's excited to hierdie ene hoor.
Jo, dis groot hoor. Dis kapower hoor. Ons het nou al heavyweight musicians gehad. We've had heavyweight comedians. We've had
boxers.
Yes, yes, the whole lot, guys. We've had Fanny de Villiers from the Proteas, but it's finally here. We're gonna chat to a Springbok guys, Mr.
Legend.
Ross Cronje. Yes. Now, dudes, this is, I can't wait for this one. This is huge. This is huge, and we want to actually take it further from here to start speaking more to Springboks and so on. And I thought, because I'm a big, as you know, guys, Lions supporter, that we will start with Ross Cronje. Now, I've watched his career. He did start, unfortunately, with the Guppies there at the coast, but he soon woke up and came back to the Lions team. So yeah, I can't wait for that. He's coming in line any second. So let's say hello to the boys so long.
Yes.
So gooi ek so lank Chris, laat ek gou weer hom kry.
Right, well, you know what, guys? Like I said, we are all, as you see, I'm dressed in my Springbok attire, and I see Watty's in his Lions attire. Ons is groot rugby fans, en vanaand so juist vir al die rugby boys. So get your dops, get a cold one. It's going to be epic, because we're going to chat. Ek was self 'n scrummy gewees, bro. En nou vanaand kry ek 'n kans om met 'n Springbok scrummy te chat weer eens. Ek dink die laaste Springbok scrummy met wie ek gechat het was
Joost.
Was Joost gewees. So dit is vir my 'n moersie een vanaand. Dis 'n een en na in my hart, man.
There we go. So listen, guys, let's invite Ross Cronje. How's it, Ross?
Yes.
How you bad?
Getting you guys. How things going?
There we go.
Excellent.
Very well.
Under the
very well.
circumstances, man, with all this lockdown stuff, you know what? I think one thing us as South Africans miss at the moment is weekend rugby, or even World Cup rugby, or any rugby. We miss it so much. Super rugby, Currie Cup rugby, but enige bloody rugby. We just miss seeing you guys.
Yeah.
We miss playing it big time. Don't worry. I know the Lions boys have been training quite hard. I'm not too sure about the other provinces. But yeah, we've been following quite strict schedules and training regimes and everything. And as soon as we are allowed back on the field, we're ready to go.
So Ross, tell me, you say you're busy training and strict regimes and everything. Are you guys training at Ellis Park? How you guys doing it?
No. So at the moment, it's all individual programs. And our fitness instructor Rupert has done an incredible job at the moment. We've managed to source watt bikes and gym equipment. Most of the guys have been able to do this, and I'm very fortunate. I'm out living on a farm that's where I live, And so we've got. I'm very fortunate that I can go for long runs and so on and so forth, and we've got quite a big piece of grassland here that I can practice my kicking, passing, all that type of stuff. But yeah, the guys do have programs that they're following to stay fit and healthy and everything.
That's brilliant. That is really good to hear. So it basically means when this lockdown nonsense is over, that we can get to see our Lions back on action,
Yes.
and so on. So yeah, we really can't wait. It's just sad that we have to wait this long, but yeah, we are ready for this. So, but before you guys started your training regimen and everything, what did you guys do for the first week or 2 weeks? Were you like part of the rest of South Africa and just planted in front of the TV and watched Netflix until it came to the end and said thank you for watching everything on Netflix? Or what were you guys doing?
No. I don't wish that was the case because I quite enjoyed it. But we've had programs from day one. We've been having Zoom calls. We've been very interactive. The Lions have actually been incredible from their side and keeping us busy, keeping us sane. I actually sit on the board of my players, and so I've been very busy at the moment, and it's been a hectic couple of weeks, but. You know what? We're very fortunate still to have jobs. I know there are a lot of South Africans out there that have lost theirs, and my thoughts and prayers go out to all of them at the moment. But look, all of us are just so excited to get back and play some rugby.
You know, it's amazing what you said there, that some of the guys are losing their jobs and so on. It just shows you that this virus has had the exact same influence on absolutely everybody in the world. You guys as our rugby heroes and so on, us musicians and entertainers and so on. It just shows that it's knocked us up so badly that it confuses us, because sitting in the same place for the last 2+ months, for you as a rugby player traveling the world to New Zealand, Australasia, Argentina, everywhere consistently, you hardly see the house, and now suddenly you became furniture at home again. It's very, very strange for all of us, and it must be for you as well, because you started on an early age in your rugby career, traveling and everything for so on. So it must be it's shocking that it knocks us all so badly.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. But at the same time in life, you've got to look at the positives, and I'm very fortunate. I've just had my second child, a newborn. He's about 9 weeks now.
Congratulations,
so
man.
Yeah, he was actually born on the day lockdown started. So I've had a lot of time to spend with him, and I always try to find the positives in life, and you got to make the most of bad opportunities, and I think there is gonna be a lot of opportunity in all of this. So if you put your head down in all aspects of life and try to figure out one or two things, you'll end up. I know South Africans are fighters, and we'll end up on this whole thing on top.
Well, Ross, I see, you know what, this is the first time the questions like pop in straight away. We're starting here, let me have a look here. We've got Nikki Brooks that says, Ross, do you know of any players in the South African rugby teams that have tested positive for COVID-19 at this stage?
At this stage, I don't know of anyone, which is great for our cause, because obviously with the competition going forward, if there is a competition that's going to happen, that's a massive case. And so at the moment, nothing that I know of.
Yeah.
You know, that's very good news. That's very good news. Now, Ross, there's a lot of questions from our guys already that popped in. There's a lot of people watching live, so that's good. I'm glad our supporters are here to come and support you. I know there's a few of them that aren't big Lion supporters, but we're all Springbok supporters.
Yes.
Now, I lost my question. So
Never
let's
mind,
go to...
Here's one. Andre Kluter says, Ross, how are you Lions, brother? Can you tell us about your best try you ever scored in your rugby career? What was your favorite one out of all of them?
There's no doubt about it. It was my first test match against France. I remember it clearly. Malcolm Marks threw the ball in over the top. Warren caught the ball and chucked it inside to me off a line out, and I sprinted 30 or so meters. Thank goodness it wasn't further than that, because probably the props would have caught me. But yeah, no, it was just an incredible moment. First a try and debut for the Springboks. That was incredible.
That's power. That's absolute power right there. And by the way, I remembered my question. Sorry. So I can't remember exactly, Ross, but were you guys overseas at the time when you had to fly back before the lockdown?
So I was the team was overseas. I know they missed out. I was recovering from an injury, ankle injury, but coming right, and everything's fine now. But the team was overseas, and I know they came back a week early, and then they had to go into self-isolation for 2 weeks.
Sure.
And the guys were very strict about that. I know none of us, so the rest of us were still at the union because we were still training and everything, and trying to stay fit and everything. But the guys came back straight into self-isolation for 2 weeks. So I didn't see anyone, obviously, for 2 weeks, and then the whole lockdown started. So, yeah, the boys were over there.
Okay.
Well, Ross, you know what? I know there's a lot of guys that know who you are now, but they don't know your history, especially on this channel. We've got a lot of guys that watch this for comedians and musicians and stuff. But Ross Cronje's history started with the Sharks. Can you tell us where your rugby life actually started? Where did you go to school? Where did your love for rugby begin? And how did Ross Cronje get created to be like this most awesome scrummy, man?
So I actually remember it started when we were about 5-6 years old, and my dad was trying to teach my brother and myself how to tackle. So I remember, he's not a small human being. My brother and myself obviously had to share our genes, so everything got split up. Otherwise, we'd be a monster of a man. So what happened is when we were 5-6 years old, he was trying to teach us how to tackle, and my brother and myself were playing one-on-one rugby, and then I kept running over him and bouncing him and all this, and then he taught us, no, this is how you tackle, and he started running at us. That was a vivid memory. But then from there, we went to a small primary school, same as actually Malcolm Marks, Nooit Gedacht, here in Johannesburg. And then from there we moved to Trinity House, and from Trinity House we went to my class there in Natal, incredible high school, and very fortunate to have gone there. I'd do it all over again. But anyway, after that, we joined the Sharks in 2008. We stayed there for a good 4 years, and it was great times. We had a lot of fun, and joined up with the Lions after playing them in the 2011 final when they beat the Sharks at Ellis Park. I remember shaking the Lions boys' hands, and I had Yanni Duplessis in front of me and Bismarck Duplessis behind me. And I'm busy shaking the boys' hands, and I've already signed for the Lions for the following year. And all the guys were congratulating me, welcoming me to the Lions. And here I'm a youngster,
the winning team
in the Sharks team, and I've got the two biggest players at the time, in front of me and behind me. And yes, I was very nervous at that time, but it's only led to great things, and really loved my time here at the Lions.
Ross, let me tell you a quick story about that final, the 2011 final. One of my best friends, Kenneth, he's busy watching. He's a huge Shark supporter. Now, him and his wife made a very bad mistake by deciding to get married on that specific day. Now, they invited me, and I did not want to go. My dad and myself, we are sports fanatics. He loves his tennis and the rugby and everything. And we always look on the calendar to make sure and tell our friends, listen, do not get married on this day. And I don't know how I missed it, but he got married, and he said, I have to be there and everything. So I researched the place where he got married. Now it's out in the Bundu. So I thought, okay, they might have a TV. But just in case, I took a little MP3 radio player with, just in case. I get there, no TVs, nothing. And I'm like, Kenneth, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave. And he actually had to beg me because the Lions played such brilliant rugby that year. And he begged me to stay. I said, fine. But I made sure I sat at the back of the ceremony. Luckily, it was outside. And you remember that score. It was huge. It was in the 50s for the Lions, and the Sharks scored about 20. Am I right? It was thereabout.
Yeah, round about there. Yeah.
So the Lions scored, I think, 7 or 8 tries in total. Now, I'm sitting at the back, and all the other men are realizing that I'm listening to the rugby because I've got no attention on the wedding. I'm listening to my radio, but I'm looking down. But I'm so concentrating on the rugby, and every time the Lions scored, I would jump up, scream, yes! And I'm like, as soon as I look up, everybody who's at the church, at the wedding is looking at me like, I'm like, oh shit, sorry guys, sorry. And that happened 7 or 8 times, and the men actually started droning around me and chased my date at the time away to say, come, get lost, go sit with a woman. And Kenneth, to this day, has never forgiven me, firstly, because the Lions kicked the Sharks' ass, and secondly, because I disrupted his wedding like several times during the day. So that's my story of that game, and it was absolutely brilliant that day. So, yeah.
And now, Ross, you say you're living on a farm here in the Great Old Transvaal, Lions territory. And how have you found that, at the moment, just trying to do your training and stuff, how is it? Okay, obviously, you've got more than enough space and stuff to run around there. But with the other players that like live inside the cities and stuff, how are they getting that training done? Obviously, you're the voice of the Lions now for us, man.
Yeah, no. It's a good question, and like I said earlier, a lot of the boys managed to get their hands on some gym equipment and a watt bike, for instance, or rowing machine, or all those different type of machines. And with obviously in times like this, you've got to make do. So our fitness staff have been unbelievable at the moment, and what the guys have been able to do, they've come up with different types of programs for the boys and everything. So you in times like this, you're gonna make do with it, with what you've got. As you said, I'm very fortunate to be on a farm. I can go for long runs. I can. We've got a massive piece of lawn here that I can do my passing, my kicking, pretty much everything. So but for the other guys, it's mainly been about fitness. And by the time we get back, I know that that the regulations will be that they'll give us a bit of time to get rugby ready, and then we can go.
Now, Chris, I can vouch for Ross when he says he's got a big veld to kick, lawn to kick the rugby ball. He can kick it for miles. I've been on that veld. His mom and his dad has taken me around the whole place, and you do a good cardio session just walking the place, never mind running the place. So I can vouch for that.
Well, you know what I see here, Johan Portretter says, hi, Ross, do you ever keep in contact with previous rugby heroes, like example, Andre Hubert and stuff? And I know there's a lot of you guys that... a lot of those folks were your heroes, and now that you guys are in that fortunate position to be Springboks, how many of the boys do you know like still get in like information and tips and stuff from the old poker, man?
So for instance, like old guys that like for instance when I was at the Sharks, like a John Smith was one of my big heroes and everything growing up, and someone I really looked up to. He was a leader on and off the field. He enjoyed a beer when it was time to do that, but then when it was time to work hard, he was one of the best at that as well. So they definitely guys that, like a Butch James, I stay in contact quite a bit with throughout my career when he was at the Lions and I joined the Lions. Dylan Des Fountain, for instance. Definitely we do keep in contact, and I've met Jean de Villiers through a couple of functions that I've gone to. Incredible guys, and the list goes on and on. And I'm sure I'm missing some of the greats out there as well. But I could tell you stories about all of them and keep you guys very bored the whole night or very entertained if you the way the way you look at it. But yeah, no, it's been good fun, and the rugby community is actually incredible, and we do keep in contact, and yeah, I think it's very important at the same time.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, brilliant, Ross. I've got the Randfontein High School. We've got Randfontein High School watching the rugby now. These lighties are all sitting there watching, and they want a big shout out to their captain, who is actually the Lions youth captain at the moment. His name is Llewellyn Arpies. So they're all sitting there. There is the little man. He's the captain, and they so asked me to ask you to do a shout out for them, but they first wanted to quickly tell the story that he is the captain for the Randfontein High under-15 school team, and he qualified for the Gauteng Lions youth team for 2 consecutive years, and they won gold against the Bulls for the under-14 team and in 2018 and silver in 2019. So that's him, Llewellyn Arpies, and all his school chums are watching this interview. So what advice can you give a young man like this who looks up to you, like we used to look up to Andre Hubert and Frans Opinaar and them? What advice can you give a lighty like this for his rugby career going forward?
All of them.
You know, I've given a lot of advice to a couple of scrum halves that have actually come through the game now in South Africa, and now I'm competing against them. And they're actually really performing at the moment. So I don't know if I should give advice anymore or not. But so advice I have given in the past is pretty much, at the end of the day, you can't hold back and wait for somebody to make it happen for you. You've got to go out there and make it happen for yourself. But at the same time, I'm trying to think of a nice way to say it.
You're feeding your competition here. You don't want to do that, huh?
No. I don't mind doing that because it brings out the best in South African rugby.
Absolutely.
But, I'm trying to figure out a way on how not to swear on the show. So,
You can swear.
Yeah,
can
well, you
even
can,
though
but
there's kids watching, but trust me, I bet you when those kids get tackled, they swear at each other on the field too. You know how it goes. But
So you've got to have that FU attitude all the time. When you go on the field, you've got to think that you're the best, and you've got to know that you're the best. And you've got to go on that field with confidence. You've got to go on that field with belief and 100% sure in absolutely everything that you know what you're doing. So if it's detail, if it's you're gonna make a pull or a pass, you know that you're gonna do it, because as soon as you start doubting yourself, that's when things aren't going to go well. I'm pretty sure every single professional player has done it in their lifetime, and if you, as soon as you start doing that, that's when things don't start going your way.
absolutely. So just believe in yourself and freaking kick ass. Whenever you're on the field, be the best and believe it.
and know you're the best.
100%. But doubt is a killer in rugby, and as soon as you doubt yourself, if you think that you're going to make a bad pass, you're going to make a bad pass. So don't even try.
Yeah, and
know
if
what, I
you
think
doubt yourself, you're going to get somebody like Willem Alberts, the bone cruncher, who's going to tackle you and break you in half.
Yeah,
You know what?
He's actually quite a soft human being, old Willem. I don't know what the whole big story is about him.
I'm not gonna share stories. Actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna share this story. I know Willem Alberts as well quite decently, and a couple of years ago, we went down to Durban to do a show. Myself and one of my buddies, who's also an entertainer, and we walked into cotton fields that night, and I saw. There is old Willem Alberts, but I could see people are pestering him. Let me just show you the picture here. There's myself, Troy's, the other entertainer, and old Willem. So this is the new cotton fields that moved there from where Hooters was. Yeah. And he saw me. Yes, they're down close to the beachfront. Anyways, so he sees me. He's like, Whitey, come here quickly. Please come and help me, because the people were let's say pestering him. I don't want to say that word because people love him. People see you guys and they want to take pictures. But he went there for a dop. He took a few pictures and the guys just did not want to let him go. And he's like, what, you bigger than me? And I can't tell these poor guys to bugger off and what. And that's where I realized how soft his heart is, because he's like, he just couldn't say no. And I walk up to the guys and I'm like, hey, come, get out, move, get lost. He's busy. He wants to have a dog. They're like, well, okay, sorry, Wim. And then I turn around, I'm like, I want a quick picture with you. He's like, Whitey. I'm like, dude, just shush. And we took a picture and that was it. So I know what you mean about the soft heart, because but remember what you said. You have to believe that you have the FU attitude. Now, that is what he's got there. He's got the nickname, the Bone Cruncher. So if he's on the field, people have to be scared of him. Off the field, soft and everything. But on the field, go for the kill. Go for the win. Go for the try. Am I right?
Definitely. I mean, Willem's definitely one of the nicest guys I've met in the game. Very, very happy that he's joined the Lions now. I mean, the experience that he's brought, him and Yanni, is incredible. And not just that, the vibe that the boys bring. They've been in the game a lot longer than most people, and they've been very fortunate to play for that long. But the love that and the passion that they've still got for the game is incredible. And that in a team environment is so important. So they're both incredible players at the same time, and they really are showing so much more on the pitch too.
Well, Ross, you know what? Now that you said, those guys are lucky to have been playing for so long. Yeah, check. An interesting question is Kenneth. Ross, what's the hardest tackle you've ever had? Who delivered the tackle that you'll never forget?
My hardest tackle?
Yeah.
That you've experienced.
Who gave you the toughest tackle you've ever had in your life?
Well, you couldn't breathe for like 10 seconds.
No, one of those.
I'm trying to. I think
there's so many. Scrumhalves get nailed though.
Yeah,
the big boys, the flanks, and everybody. Oh,
I'm trying to think. It's probably from my brother, my twin brother, Guy Cronje. Like literally. No, like when we used to train and that type of stuff, it was let's see who's better. And it was always, we always knew that it's gonna make each other better. So yeah, it was
sibling rivalry.
No boundaries.
You don't hold back.
Yeah,
but your brother, you nail it, dude. I know my hardest fights in my life was against my own brothers. Any other fights, no problem. My brothers were the ones who moved me the hardest. That's so true. Yeah. Shit, yeah. No. Is your boot still jamming for? Sorry, man. Is your boot still playing for Namibia?
No. So he played for Zimbabwe.
Zim, sorry.
No. So he had to cut his whole career short. He got cancer. No. Or stage 4, but he's recovered. He's 100%. And he was very fortunate to go on a trial from America, and he's doing great now. He's actually working for a very good family friend of ours, Pat Lambie's old man, Ian Lambie, in the property game, and they're in Durban, and he's thriving and loving life.
Well, that's great news, man. Awesome.
Ross, we've got a thing on our show where when we say slikkie, it means it's time for a slikkie. Now, my lovely wife,
and I know you bought a
slikkie, who's all dressed in her Lions outfit and everything, have brought me a slikkie for us. So that means I know you're having a doppies Legrandje there in front of you. We say slikkie. No, not cheers. We say slikkie. Take your
slikkie,
slikkie, and there you go. Cheers, guys.
Yes, man.
There we go. Thanks, babe.
How did you get it right that you get your missus to bring you drinks and outfits like that? Please share that with everybody.
And it's an Alliance outfit with a Springbok hat. How privileged am I now?
No,
I can't tell you
because he's talking to you, but she wouldn't do it for anybody. It's because she's talking to you. So she was like, okay.
Oh, She's trying to get to you via me. Okay, all right, got you, Chris. Nice. No, I'm very lucky, but I can't elaborate on why. I'm so lucky. It's just think about it. 6'8", giant boer, lekker. It's all good. Use your imagination. But listen, let's go on with our questions because guys, there's so many questions. You're a Springbok dude, and people love you to bits. Now, this is Claudia Klute. Ross, do you think the lockdown is in any way a blessing in disguise, which enables you to spend more time with your family and newborn versus being on the field, training and traveling for most of the time?
That's a good question.
That's a power question.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. From that point of view, and like I said earlier, it's very important. I'm all about being positive and finding the positive out of everything. And yes, I've had the most incredible time with my family and with my son and my daughter and my wife, and it's really been just the most incredible time with them. But at the same time, you've got to look at the future and how are you going to support them, how are you going to provide for your family. And I'm sure a lot of people are in the same boat at the moment. And if you look at it from that point of view, it's not the greatest thing that has happened for me. But I'm very fortunate. I have started up a couple of businesses on the side, which I'm very fortunate about and very lucky. But if I have a look at those businesses at the moment, they are all taking a hammering
big
at the moment and a big strain on everybody. And we literally just trying to keep our heads above water at the moment. And so I could only imagine how the rest of South Africa is doing. And I'm very fortunate to be able to play rugby and to get income that way and to get paid to do something that I love. Yes, it's been a blessing in disguise that I get to spend time with my boy and my wife and my daughter. And I'm on the farm here, so I've got my mum and dad and my sister and my sister's partner on the farm. And but I always try to be positive in life, and it's been a blessing. But at the same time, you've got to look at it realistically, and you've got to be able to provide for your family one day. And I think this whole lockdown has affected South Africa quite a bit. And I think,
like you said earlier, just stay positive. Just stay positive. That's all we can do.
That's life advice you gave, man. Just use that FU attitude and believe you're the best, and that's how you're gonna keep your head above the water. Now, Ross, I'd say, okay, Andre Klute asked a question. Ross, us Lions players have all good rugby story about Becker Hoërskool in Magaliesburg. What's yours? And after that one, I've got a serious question for you.
There you go. Look, listen to that laugh. He knows.
Becker, Papa.
Okay, no. So
on the spot.
So Becker grade school, and I know it's very close to actually where I live. But guys, and myself, my brother, my twin brother, if our grades weren't great at primary school or at my class, we were threatened to be sent there by my parents.
You gotta go to hostel, but you gotta cock.
And we're gonna go to hostel and we're gonna go to Becker but you know what? I've actually know Michali's. I'm trying to think. No, Franco Mustard went to Brits, but he's got a couple better stories than me when it comes to that. But you don't get bad schools. And I know if I was ever going into farming, I would have gone to Becker.
Okay.
Well, here's the question I wanted to ask originally. Now, after lockdown, I know that social distancing will still be a thing. How do you think it's going to affect live games? Are they literally going to move seats around and stuff? Because that'll obviously affect the amount of money clubs can make. Do you think over the long run? On the stadium. So, do you think that's going to have an influence on player salaries and stuff? what's your vision about what's actually happening now and the aftermath of this COVID-19 on rugby?
Yes. So, obviously, it's affecting pretty much everything, like I've said, the whole of tonight. But for me, the big thing is when it comes to professional rugby, I can't talk in terms of club rugby. When it comes to professional rugby, where the clubs are doing the best is the commercial rights and TV rights and that type of thing. So as long as we start playing rugby and entertaining the public, everybody can watch it from home. And I think that's what everybody still wants is just being able to turn on the TV, watch rugby, and be entertained.
Yeah, exactly, man. I know that's what I miss the most. You know, some days I've watched other teams play just to throw a dop and watch some rugby. That's you like find a reason to gooi a dop on a certain day just to watch some ruggas and check that. But that's a great answer, man, because I know, you know, a lot of the other rugby players that I know, they are all in the same boat of we know that you guys are fortunate enough in a professional sense that the TV rights and stuff can be there. But also as entertainers, you guys are entertainers by trade, man, is that live vibe that you get. I think now with everything going way more digital in every aspect, I mean, artists, comedians, musicians, everybody's going digital. And probably it's going to do the same thing with rugby, where you guys are going to play each other. That's going to be the only physical stuff. But everything's going to be watched on TV and cameras. So you guys are going to be surrounded by cameras. And that whole live feel of Oaks cheering and everything, I don't know how they're going to work that into a game, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure the likes of a Rudolph Strolly at the Lions will be able to make a plan when that happens. But I do actually know that he's got plans for all of that, and I know that Ellis Park is probably one of the only stadiums in one of two stadiums in the world that is actually ready for the COVID-19 pandemic. So I know Rudolph has got plans, and when it comes to those type of things, but you'll never get the same feeling of 60,000 people cheering you on.
Absolutely.
But in times like this, as long as we can entertain the public, they can turn on the TV, they get live sport. That for me right now is the biggest thing. And if government can pass that off, that'll be great for us.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, we're totally behind you.
100%. As you've seen, I'm one of the biggest Lions supporters in Johannesburg. But I've got a good question here from a friend of mine who's a big Shark supporter. He lives there in the Pearls, the new Pearls Hotel in Umhlanga. He says, "Do you Lions have a birthday?" Now, if I may, Ross, the answer is yes. The team the union was formed 131 years ago. But the rest of the question, I'd like you to answer. If so, do you guys celebrate the birthday?
Your birthdays,
Your birthdays. Okay, now that's weird. Do the Lions have a birthday? Yes, they do. It was 131. But do you celebrate your birthdays? Okay, well.
How do you guys celebrate your birthdays? If it's just the boys.
Our personal birthdays. So I'm actually going to have a chat with the coaches that we get the day off on our personal birthdays. or maybe the following day, but
because of the bubblers.
Exactly. just give us one day off, unless it's the night before a game, and then then you're not allowed to because you got to perform the next day. But anyway, I didn't know about the Lions birthday, to be honest, and to be honest, we should actually pack a circle. Where the boys get in a circle, cool boxes in the middle, and then we celebrate that. I've got a couple stories about that that you guys can ask me later. But
yeah.
Why later?
Yeah, no,
Go for
we
it.
should definitely celebrate.
Yeah, enlighten us, man. Tell us about these packer circle.
Our time is running out, and I'd love to hear it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to think. It was 20. When did we make the 2015 when we had the final Super Rugby final here?
Wasn't
What you will know.
2015 or 2016? Was it 20? The one against the Hurricanes?
Yeah, no,
that
20
was
against the Crusaders. Crusaders.
Crusaders.
Oh, yeah, wait. The Crusaders
home.
was in New Zealand. The Crusaders was
at home.
that was now recently. It was 2017, wasn't it? With Johan
The one at
Ackerman.
home. Yeah, the one at home was I think 2016. Anyway,
Yeah.
the date is not important, but
No.
I remember we just beat the Sharks in the quarterfinals.
Yes.
By 1 point. We're actually very lucky to win that game. But yeah, so we beat them and we didn't have the greatest game. But I remember Coach Aki's just bringing us in on the Monday and he wasn't too happy with us. And he just said to us, boys, listen, gents, go to the gym, go to your gym. We're going to have a hard session outside now. Yeah. So, yes, no, we worried that we're going to get drilled out there on the field on Monday. So all the boys went, we gymmed hard, we and gave it carrots, and then we came back, and then we came back into the team room, and a bunch of cool boxes. Let's say that it was appetizers or something like that. In the cool boxes. And,
Healthy drinks. Yeah.
healthy drinks, and we really just enjoyed each other's companies and bonded, and we were playing the Hurricanes in the semi-finals, and
Yes.
so we came up against Hurricanes, and then we ended up destroying them that weekend.
Yes.
So just understanding that bondage and that team environment, and what a good coach will always know what is needed at a certain time in the season, and so on and so forth. We didn't need to train anymore. We just needed to make sure that the gears was there and that we knew what we were playing for. It was that camaraderie and the brotherhood.
Brilliant.
Time, man.
Now, here's a very good question that Warwick. Now, before I go on, I don't know if you follow boxing and EFC. His brother, Warwick's brother, is Chris the Heat from Van Heerden, who's fighting in Los Angeles, and his brother was the EFC heavyweight champion, and we had them on the show 2 weeks ago. So So
it's a whole
that's
family
very
of
cool.
oaks that can just donor. That's what it is.
Yes. So that's
I saw that episode.
Oh, you did. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
So he wants to know. Sorry, Ross, go on.
No, Karen.
He's asking Ross, who is the hardest rugby player you have ever played against in South Africa and internationally? Now, I like that question because every single rugby player has a story of somebody that they played with that was maybe 2 or 3 years older. He might not be as big, but he was as hard as a brick wall.
Yeah, or younger.
So for me, I'm thinking of absolutely everybody that I've played against and played with.
Yeah.
But one of the hardest guys I've ever played with or practiced against was a Carl Brunk.
Carl Brunk. Sure, yeah.
So
man.
he's first of all a mountain of a man, and probably one of the strongest human beings I've ever seen in the gym.
Yes.
And the second hardest guy, I always forget his name, but he's one of the Argentinian and Jaguares flank. He's their captain. I always forget his name, but I remember.
Yes, with the I know he likes to talk. He likes to talk.
Anyway, So he ran a Carl Brunk the one day and was absolutely destroyed in a quarterfinal that we played against him. And I still remember that tackle to today. That is a tackle that won us a game against a Jaguars team that was actually doing extremely well at the time.
Yeah. Now, Ross, I see Andre Kluter asked a great question here, man. He says, Ross, how does it feel to put the green and gold on for your first time and over your head? What does that feel like? Because I know everybody sees it happen, but I can't think people can put into words what that feels like. Can you try and just describe that to us, man? When you finally became a Springbok.
Yeah, no, I must say the night before I was extremely nervous. I'm not gonna mention what I got up to the night before because it would probably be frowned upon. But I do that
For the
pretty much
nerves.
before most games. But just to calm my nerves. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, to put that jersey over your shoulders and head and everything is incredible. Like it's absolutely what you work
Yeah.
for years
Your
and
life,
years. And
yeah.
I was blessed to be able to do it after 8-9 years of professional rugby, and yeah, no, it's like everything you've ever worked for, and when you get there, yeah, you can't explain it. The emotions are just over.
100%.
Well,
Now, just to go
Ross,
back quickly on the
Yeah.
previous question, just for our guys who are not too familiar with rugby, because like Chris said earlier, we dive into every entertainment industry in the country. That's Kyle Brandt, for the guys who wanted to know. You can see he's a young boy, he's a strong boy, and hy tackle hard. Hy tackle een
vat
keer.
hard, pap. Een
Yes.
keer, dan sit verby, papa.
Yes. So
Well,
yeah,
Ross,
just to go back on that.
You know what? In all your travels, because I know you guys get up to great mischief when you guys are traveling around. What's some of the funniest cuck that you oaks have done in like hotels and stuff that you're allowed to speak about?
Firstly, what haven't we done in hotels?
That's the right answer. Yes.
You know what? I think these days it's very difficult to get away with a lot of cuck, if you want to call it overseas.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You've always in the spotlight. You've got media following you, and if you do get in the slightest bit of trouble, then it's blown up overseas.
Yeah.
I remember a story for me personally that probably set me back a little bit in my career was I was playing. I was 19. I went on my first Sharks tour with everybody, and I went on a Thursday night, and I had a couple of beers with my friends in Auckland.
Yeah.
And then the press got hold of this. So I got back around 12:30 at night on a Thursday, which is chilled, like very chilled for me. You sleep in, you get enough sleep, you're ready to go on the Saturday. And then, for instance, the press got hold of this just before our game on the Saturday. The press got up to John Plumtree at the time and was just like, listen, 2 of your boys have gone out and they've had a couple that they got home 5 o'clock this morning. Are you sure you want to play them? So on and so forth. And they just blew it out of context just to throw you off the game, because rugby in New Zealand is absolutely
It's religion.
absolutely everything. It's religion.
Yeah.
And it did put me back a little bit when it comes out of contention with John Plumtree at the time, but I managed to make my way back, and it's like
Because it's not like the old days, eh? In the old days, I know the books used to go to a spot, to a bar, as the books, and bliksem everybody in the place. And that's the story they come back with, And now with everything the way it is, sorry, Rossman, what are you saying?
No, so stories I've heard from the likes of Rusty Erasmus or a Bush James or Cheapers like John Villiers, all those guys. No, you don't get away with anything these days, and everybody's a lot more well behaved and all those type of things. So it's not as exciting, and those stories from the olden days, Cheapers, I know those guys love talking as well. That there just aren't stories like that anymore, and I was just missed that era of excitement,
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, because let me tell you the stuff that we're trying to ignore here. They're also writing so much kaki on the side. Here's Warwick James. He says, Mr. Ross, is it true that every Springbok wants to play for the Stormers? Like Cabana, Jock Free. This is the kind of kak we're trying to ignore here, and it just keeps coming. There's this kind of stuff here. So we're trying our best to ignore that, and you know what? We don't even need to answer that, because firstly, He mentioned the Stormers in that. That's not even close to anything great. So, look, we support any rugby, yeah.
Warwick,
What
that's a great question, but I don't know. Yeah, Storm is always very good on paper, but they never produce any results. So.
Boom!
Spoken like a champ, yeah. Burn!
Shot through the heart. I shut you down. Bang, bang.
Ross, you just laid it down, my brother. Thank you very much, man.
Yes, 100%. Oh, that is so brilliant.
Then my wife's a Stormers supporter. She's also watching this. She's tuning me. I'm going to sleep with the cat outside tonight. But
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You've
That's
got
all right.
I could say something very rude, but I'm going to give that a skip.
So, Ross, listen, this has been an absolute brilliant
yeah.
chat we've had tonight and so on. And we'd like to. Oh, wait, here we go. Warwick has said, thanks, Ross. Ha ha ha, you, Ross. Thank you, Ross. Yeah, okay. You see, that's the cool thing about Warwick. He can dish it, but he can also take it as hard as. Yeah, so that's why we love Warwick to absolute bits. But listen, what I wanted to say, it's difficult to say at the end of the show how to plug yourself, because for a musician and a comedian, we can say plug yourself, but you as a professional rugby player, we want to say plug yourself. What is going to happen? But you've said most of that. But what can we say? Can we expect? Is
What's
there
happening
any
in
little
Ross Cronje's
tidbits
life now? Yeah.
that you as Ross Cronje can give us about what's going to happen with the Lions and so on? What's going to happen with you? What's coming up that you haven't mentioned as yet?
Yeah.
Just to end the night with you.
Sure, guys, you're asking a lot of questions I don't know the answer to, but, but at the same time, we've got to stay positive through times like this. We've got to stay hungry, look for opportunities in absolutely everything that we can. For Lions, I know that the boys are working still extremely hard. When it comes to fitness, when it comes to meetings, we still at it big time, and I just think for me personally, I'm still very keen on my rugby, loving it absolutely 100%, ready to go as soon as we given the green light, and setting my family up as well on the side, which is incredible and very fortunate to be able to do that. But through times like this, we got to just bait fast and carry on.
Yeah.
Now,
Now,
you know what,
I
Ross?
want to. Sorry, Chris. I need to share this quickly. Last one with
Get
Ross.
it off your heart, White.
You know I'm a big rugby supporter. You saw my big Lions tattoo. Now,
Lions tattoo.
I'm sorry that you did. I would have loved to have seen you in the World Cup. But you remember that tattoo that New Zealander guy got saying, New Zealand is going to win the Rugby World Cup. You remember that? And he got it tattooed on his ankle. The second I saw that, I said, screw you. We are going to win it, and I will tattoo it on my calf the same way he did it. And there you go. That is my tattoo that I got right there. That's
Before
my left.
the final.
And it says there 2019 Springboks. And they actually, when the Springboks won the World Cup, they actually interviewed me on 3 or 4 TV stations with this tattoo. So I just wanted to show that to you of the type of rugby supporter that I am. I did that knowing that the Springboks would have won it. And I know you supported your buddies through it all. Am I right?
100%. I was actually sending my good mate Fuff messages the whole time and everything. And I know a lot of South Africans were doubting our game plan and doubting the boys in the beginning of the World Cup, actually throughout the entire World Cup until we got to the final and won it. And I just think we need more supporters like you that back the boys 100%, and instead of posting a lot of negative out there on social media type of stuff and bad mouthing the guys, get behind them, lift them up, and I promise you, yes, you might not think that players see that. Me personally, I don't read any of that in the media or anything, but a lot of the players do. And if we can get behind the boys and be encouraging, and instead of degrading the guys out there, I think it'll just be a massive step in the right direction for South African rugby.
Yeah,
Well,
it's,
you
it's
know what,
family.
Ross? We want to
It's
thank
family.
you, man, for just taking some time out of your day to come and have a chat with the boys and with the bros. And you
Yes.
know what? You are first Springbok guy that we've ever been able to get hold of. Hopefully, we will be able to get a hold of a whole lot more of you guys, because I know there's really funny stories that come out with some of the boys. I know some of the boys are real party animals, and some of the oaks are real rover bliksems. But you took some time out, and you know what? From the bros, we just want to say thank you, my brother. This
Absolute.
means the world to us, and I know it means the world to everybody watching this channel. Keep it up, my bro. You have got all our support. We can't wait for the Lions and the Boks to start rugby again. And
Yes.
you have got all of us behind you, my brother. And keep it up. Thank you.
Yes.
And for the life advice you gave us, man. Just
Yes.
keep on going.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, and have a cracker of a night. You didn't say, is it Slicky? Is it
Slicky, massacre.
Slicky.
Yeah,
Slicky.
Slicky, papa.
You didn't say that enough tonight, but hopefully next time we
didn't.
can say it a couple more times.
Yeah,
We will
yeah. The
do
thing
that.
is, when
Good
Whitey
time.
says Slicky, he finishes a bottle of Johnny Black Label, and then it's another night. So I needed to behave every now and again. Slicky. Now, you can't say Slicky and put your drink down. You have to say Slicky and have it
You have
Slicky.
Take a slicky.
Cheers.
I can't take a slicky. I'm an alcoholic. I'll have to smoke Zol later.
Ross,
That's what I'll
we'll
do.
chat soon again. Cheers, my friend.
Thank you,
have
Ross.
a good night.
All the best, my
Cheers,
brother.
guys. Thanks. Have a good
Cheers,
one.
man.
Bye.
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 There you go. Huh?
Fucking legend. Ons het 'n Springbok opgehad en nie
Ja,
net
sy
enig
was
dis
eerste een.
freaking Ross Cronje, bro.
Ons
Ek is
eerste een van baie.
van baie ou en ek was 'n scrummie, so dis lekker om nou met 'n ander scrummie te praat. Dit was befok. En
Yes.
al die laities wat nou die channel kyk en die show gekyk het, ek hoop hy het vir julle
Yes.
ouens goeie advice gegee. Guys,
All the
thank you
Randfontein
so
boys.
much.
Yes,
Ja,
the
Randfontein
Randfontein
boys.
High School boys. I hope you enjoyed it. You got to, your Llewellyn, you got to see one of your Lions heroes. And
Yes.
we hope you guys, all you lighties, all you under 15s, we hope you take this. And you know, he was just joking when he says he doesn't know how to give you guys advice. But remember, listen, take it, and you must. This is how we as South Africans become the best in the world. It's that attitude of, I am going to score the try. I am going to tackle you. I am going to win. Nothing else. Nothing else. Not That is what Australian rugby players do. They a lot.
Yeah.
We win. That's why we've got 3 World Cups. That
Absolutely.
attitude. Stick with that attitude, and you become a champion. Simple as that.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
guys, you know what? We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show. To all the rugby fans out there, don't worry, we will get more rugby players on here, and I'm sure we're going to have a lekker lach with a whole bunch of them. Dude, it's awesome that we got Ross to come on. Warwick James, how do you feel about the Blue Bull Old Age Home with that
Warwick, wel,
Party van hierdie questions nee wat ek hierso gesien opkom, dit is kok van die ou. Dit is hilarious.
dit is, en ek weet, ek wens ek kon by dit alles uitgekom het. Ek is so jammer. We're so sorry we couldn't get to all of your questions, guys. It was an hour. Everybody thinks an hour is that long, but it actually isn't. It is that short.
moves,
And
pop,
ek
it
sien
flies,
net vra en vra. I just keep seeing and Chris seeing questions, and it's so difficult to get to. But guys, we try to always get your questions through.
Yeah.
So Chris, let's run through what we've got for the rest of the week.
Let's do that.
Tomorrow night we've got Danny Kaye.
Danny
And
Kaye.
What a music icon
Yeah,
in South
just
Africa.
keep your girlfriends away from the show. Then I know he's quite a heartthrob, and he knows how to woo cherries with his sweet vocals. So check that one with Danny Kaye. What else do we have, man?
Tomorrow and then Thursday night we've got Bro Thursday. Now we've decided, Chris and myself have decided that Thursdays is Bro Thursdays. This is where we give back to you guys. Where we chat to you. We chat what's going on in the world. We chat what the president said. We chat whatever it is. And then I know Chris and his wife is very excited about Friday night.
Friday night's
Friday
going to
night.
be a killer, man. We've got.
Wait,
one
before
of
you
the-
say it,
Yeah.
but you keep telling it. I want to get the picture ready for them. I want to show them. So go on, promote it, and I'll get the picture ready.
Guys, we have got probably one of the funniest human beings to come out of South Africa. Definitely in the same league as Evita Besaidnout and other great vrouwens van ons tyd. We will have Craig de Toy Nel on the show on Friday. And
On Friday,
I know
we've
it. Oh man, it's going to be so controversial because Craig het nie op sy bek geval nie. Hier is 'n vrou wat weet om te praat. Jy moet verstaan.
Man, vrou, ding, wat ook al. Ons weet nie.
Dit maak nie
Ons love
saak nie.
Craig.
Ons
Hy's
freaking
cool.
love hom soos hy is. En julle is in vir 'n moerse show want dit gaan kaksnaaks wees. Dude, Craig bly nie stil nie. Hy sê dit soos hy is. Soos
Yes.
dit is. Hy is een van die funnieste ouens en lovelieste ouens en ek kan nie wag om te sien wat julle kyk 'n bietjie wat se vrae julle hom kan vra en
Yes.
we'll see you
Prepared.
guys soon, but keep subscribing, keep liking our channel. Please share it. Get your buddies to join us. We have just gone over 2,000 likes and subscribes. Thank you for your support. We will keep this going, and as long as you guys can bring everybody in and get us in, we will keep this coming. So, a slicky to you. If you're sitting at home, that's going to be really, really cool, man. And look after yourselves, guys. Stay inside, stay safe, and bly in die fucking huis.
Ekskuus
Thanks,
voordat
Ross.
ek goodbye sê, daar's Alma Appies, Llewellyn Smart. Thanks guys, that was an awesome interview. Alma,
Thank you,
glad
Alma.
you enjoyed it. And yeah,
Yes.
guys, thank you so much. You guys, we love you guys. So one last slikkie before we say goodbye.
Maar se
Slukkie
kinders,
boys.
daai's 'n
Cheers.
celebration slukkie. Ons het 'n springbok op gehad. Fuck it, ek's excited. And it's just the beginning. Fuck it.
Cheers.
Hey, salute. Kyk na julleself.
Well, goodbye, everybody. From SA Bro.